Hello, everyone. Well, my name's Tim Lee, and I'm director and founder of Collaborate MK. And this is one of a series of interviews for members of Collaborate MK that have the gold membership option. And today I'm in conversation with Davina from Utility Warehouse. So, hi, Davina. Great to see you.
Hi, Tim. Yeah, lovely to see you and good to be here as well.
Yeah, no, great to catch up. And so, where did your career start exactly?
Uh, a long time ago, unfortunately.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Hit that age. But yeah, I started in Cornwall. My parents lived in Cornwall at the time. And by default, I ended up just applying for an interview and got the job. So I ended up working for the MOD,
Oh, yeah.
designing sort of the parachute design for torpedoes down in Cornwall.
Wow.
And then I moved from there to Letchworth. I got offered a job basically expanding from that, and that's how I ended up in this neck of the woods, really.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, and then after about 3 years I decided I wanted to go traveling. My dad died quite young, so it was a case of,
Right.
and that's really emulated my life.
Yeah.
You just don't know what's around the corner, so I really wanted to create some memories. So even if I didn't do anything else in the future, at least I had those to go back to. So
Yeah.
I did a around the world travel, and then my boss at my previous company had said, you know what, you'd be really good at sales.
Right.
So I went to a totally different job and then went into sales, and I went into signage. So I'm quite interesting. I look at people's signs, business cards, and I can pick out what's sort of, I'm not saying there's no right or wrong, but there's certain recommendations.
Yeah.
So it's quite
Yeah.
interesting. That's a
Oh,
thing, that, and color coordination and that kind of thing, whether or not
yeah.
you use capital letters, etc. So yeah, that was good. And I loved it. I was doing that probably for about 8, 10 years.
Yeah.
And then kids came along, and then it was the
Yeah.
case of, right, or before kids, I was thinking, oh, what else can I do?
Yeah.
Because I can't do this kind of job, and money wise we couldn't earn anything different. So I actually started looking for other options,
Yeah.
and I became involved with a different network, which was product based.
Yeah.
Loved the principle, but actually I didn't like expensive products, which people, don't get me wrong, they're really good quality, but
Mm.
people didn't really
Yeah.
could afford when the money is tight. We're in a
Yeah.
recession right now.
Yeah.
So a product-based one is great if you can afford it or
Yeah.
justify that per use it's good.
Yes.
But when money's tight, people are going to go down to the
Yeah.
local B&M or something and get
Yeah.
something a lot cheaper.
Yes. Yeah.
So I came across Utility Warehouse and I thought, actually, this really fits it all because it's the same principle, but it's service orientated. And
Yes.
what's great is that we offer services which everyone wants, uses, and needs.
Yes.
And generally, it's cheaper than what they're already using. So even in a recession, when people are tight
Yeah.
of money, then we can help them.
Yeah. And everybody's going to listen as well because it's a bill that's not going to go away. Let's just get it moved to where you're going to get looked after correctly. And no, that's marvelous. So yeah, that's a good way of phasing from your early career into Utility Warehouse. So what sort of services do you offer with Utility Warehouse?
Well, Utility Warehouse has two arms. The company itself
Mm.
offers the things which it says on my background here, which is
Yes.
energy, broadband, mobiles, and insurance, and also discounts off all your shopping.
Mm.
Now, as a potential customer, if you understand how we work and you utilize everything, then we can save people a lot of money
Yeah.
because we're looking at the holistic approach of reducing household bills and your overall spend. So I like to use the scenario of a meal deal. You know, when you have
Yeah.
your sandwich and your drink and your crisps, you put them all together and the price comes down. That is how Utility Warehouse
Yeah.
works. And I love it. But the other side of it is the company doesn't choose to advertise and spend millions of pounds
No.
basically supporting TV, Google or Facebook in their advertising. They recognize, especially as we're multi-service, so there's a little bit more explanation to run through to how it works and how they can benefit, that word of mouth is the best option.
Yeah.
So hence that's why through networking it really works, because it's all about network, that word of mouth. So they've chosen to look for partners. We're called partners because we're partnership with
Yeah.
Dirty Warehouse, to basically promote our services or promote their services. And then that allows us to, basically grow an income if that's what we want to. Some people join just for, a credit card bill that they need to clear.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
someone who wanted to get married, they
Yeah.
wanted to pay for the wedding, and that's all they wanted to build it. Other
Right.
people like myself, it's actually an ongoing career, and for me, it's also I'm going to say my pension,
Yeah.
because a lot of women, they sacrifice building up their children, looking after their children, and snatching jobs which doesn't pay a pension.
Yeah.
So they reach 50s plus and realize they haven't got a pension. So working with UW is a lot easier than putting £1 million into your account to get that
Yeah.
income.
That's that's a very good point. I must admit, I'm very naive to that. Yeah, that's a very good point, isn't it? Just it's just a great alternative to the pension if you lost out in those early years. My word, yeah. So what are the biggest challenges do you face in your role?
So there's various ones. As far
Mm,
as the customer's concerned, I would
yeah.
say apathy,
Yeah.
because we provided brilliant services. However, everyone already uses them. So everyone's got internet.
Mm,
We're on the call now using the internet.
yeah.
We're using electricity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not on a mobile at the moment, but generally no one can do without their
Yeah.
mobile.
No.
And then obviously, everyone wants insurances of some kind. And so it's usually when there's a pain point, they've had enough of their previous company, or the bills have skyrocketed and they need to address it. One thing that happens in a recession is people do readdress their bills. So for us at the moment, it's on the news a lot that bills are going up, and there was a price increase in January and there's going to be another one in April. So it does make people think of it. But so, and yeah, it's just getting the message out there and saying that we can review it. Also, as well as the customer side, it's actually understanding what UW is about. A lot of people think it's just about the services, but it's not. It's an awful lot more about that. It's about the opportunity to earn money with it, and being actually a lifestyle business. So it's giving people choices. So as I said earlier on, people join for different reasons.
Yeah.
And so I suppose the challenge is, especially if people are employees, is that mental change
Mm,
from basically a job where you're told what to do to actually where we guide people what to do. So it's that transition, I would say, is probably another one of the challenges. And that's not a challenge for us, it's a challenge for them, but also to help people guide that through, because my main role now is mentoring and training people to go through that process, because they joined because they want to earn more money and
yeah.
make a difference in their lives.
Yes. No, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So as a lifestyle business, how has it changed your lifestyle?
So anyone who knows me knows
Yeah.
that the last, and it happened through COVID, was that I started walking.
Yeah.
I call it going walkabouts. So what I actually started doing was I'd read the Salt Path, plus it was also a desire that I wanted to do, was walk the coastal path from Clevedon, where my mum lived, to the Lizard, where I used to live and my mum and dad are now buried, and then carry on around to Poole. And I just, had enough a bit after lockdown. I just thought I need to get away. So I put on my rucksack and just went walkabouts. And what was great is I planned it as 9 weeks. I was quite religious about how I
Yeah.
thought I'd be.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
actually took 11 weeks. What's
Yeah.
great about this business, because of the ongoing residual income, which I've built over time, it didn't matter that it was an
No.
extra couple of weeks. And that's the power of what UW can offer. It gives you masses of choices. Now,
Yes.
my choice is to put on a rucksack and go walkies, but
Yeah.
that isn't the case for a lot of people. And the following year, I then did the Wales Coastal Path. So
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
aim is to do quite a lot of the coastal path. I just love being out there in the
Yeah.
wild, and in touch with nature. And I'm forever grateful that actually it was my mum who introduced me to UW. She didn't really ever do anything, but and it
Oh,
doesn't matter how old people are. She was in her 60s and she
yeah.
said, actually, I think this would be really good for you. I've come across it. And yes, I've worked, don't get me wrong, but the results of just having that freedom, knowing that
Yes.
my pension, knowing that my bills are always paid for every single month is
Yes.
brilliant. And
Isn't
it
it?
just gives you so much choice, and just feeling good that you've got
Yes.
options.
Yes. No, I remember it well when you did the coastal walks, and it was amazing. It's amazing how you did it on your own, rucksack, tent, all kinds of weather, wasn't it? It's the right mixture of weather,
Yeah,
wasn't
it
it?
was. And also being able to raise money for charity as well. That was great.
Yeah,
I think I raised nearly 5,000 and the company doubled
awesome.
it to 10,000.
That's
So that was a really
yeah,
proud moment as well. So
yeah,
it's not about just working, it's about what you can do and give back as
yes.
well.
Isn't that great? So marvelous. Well, thank you so much for the conversation today, and look forward to seeing you at the next Collaborate MK event. Thank you so much, Davina.
Look forward to it. Thank you.